Yep. Shalom, shalom. Yep.
All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I give all glory, honor, praises to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash.
Right, double honor, side, apostle, great millstone. Salutations to the occupant, four corners, Christian's truth. We all love, diligence, respect, fear, and trembling. All right, this is Tazawan, and I got the brother Yahweh with me. The spirit power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father. All right, the word English calls God or the Most High or Yahweh. His true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh. Yah meaning he, Hawa meaning Hawa meaning to exist, right? Yah, Hawa or to be, all right. And the only begotten Son name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shai. Yah meaning he, Hawa Shai meaning deliverer, because that's exactly what he comes to do on his return, is to deliver the elect of the blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, which consist of the 12 tribes of Israel. All right, the Lord is coming for the elect and the elect only. All right, so you have the names Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Those are the names you want to call upon these last days for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and ultimately for protection, a hedge, all right, a covering from the destruction that's forth to come. That's why those names are very important. Okay, but we got a couple of precepts. We have a couple of precepts concerning this Nomore seed doctrine that IUIC, that vomit, that madness that they spewing out of his mouth, that he's trying to link up with the water, no more seed, that there will be no more nations. As far as like all the nations going to be destroyed. And then he says something about the kingdom is going to be built up spiritual. What kingdom has ever been built up spiritual? The spiritual kingdom being built up is the Israelites of now. We are building the kingdom by the way of the people first, on a spiritual level. That's the spiritual building of the kingdom. Okay, so you're wrong. All right? So let's go into Revelation 21. We got something?
Real quick precept. This is to prove it. Amos 9:14, it says, and I will bring a of Israel, and they shall build the way cities and inhabit them. And they shall plant vineyards and drink the wine thereof. They shall make also gardens and eat the fruit of them. But the point is that they shall build the way cities. You always have someone building up the kingdom. Just so the blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians, we built up America. Yeah. Because we're the slaves, we're being ruled, and we're serving the so-called white man right now.
Every empire has had a ruler. Every empire or kingdom is built up by its servants.
Exactly.
Okay?
Exactly.
When you go into Exodus, the first chapter, who was the servants of the Egyptians? The Israelites. And what did we do? We built up Egypt. Okay? What did the slaves do over here in America? We built up America. So you're always going to have slaves, servants to build up your kingdom. Okay? But now when you go into Revelation, the 21st chapter, that is post-destruction. Okay? So after the destruction, you've seen the kingdom of heaven, which was a new rulership, a new authority coming down from heaven. Okay? Go ahead and go to Revelation 21 and 1 real quick. Let's get the understanding of what these verses are talking about. This is post-destruction. Okay? And the kingdom of heaven that was coming down, we're going to get that in Luke and in the Apocrypha. It was the Israelites. All right? Go ahead.
This is Revelation 21 and 1. It says, and I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away.
So the first heaven and the first earth were passed away was the rulership of Esau, Edom. Real quick, jump to 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter.
Okay.
And the 7th verse. Let's hit these points real quick.
6th chapter, you said, right?
Yep, 6 and 7. Yep.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth?
You're reading that in Revelation 21, the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth.
Right.
Okay.
It's the word new heavens and new earth. The word new goes into kainos, which we know that, right? Which is especially in freshness, but it's properly so with respect to the age. All right, which
so
is
it's a new empire, new age. Yep. That's why the disciples asked what? What did the disciples ask? When shall be? When shall?
I'll get it.
Acts 1 and 6. When shall Israel be restored? You know, you got it.
This is Acts chapter 1, in verse 6 says, when they therefore were coming together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel? All right.
Yeah, because that's what we're waiting on. We're waiting on that a new rulership, a new heaven and a new earth. They're asking, when is the kingdom of Israel going to be restored? Because that's going to signify the beginning of the new age. Okay. Now go back to 6 and 7 real quick and read that, and then jump to Revelation 21.
Second Ezra 6 and 7. It says, then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first?
The end of the first, Esau's rulership, Matthew 24 and 4, right? Where they said, when is the end of the world going to come? Okay, go ahead.
In the beginning of it that followeth. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau.
Yep.
For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
Just like that. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Now go back to Revelation 21. That's what this is talking about. Right?
Revelation 21 and 1, and I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away. So
the first heaven and the first earth passed away is the dominion of Esau's kingdom, his rulership, his reign. The age was over with. So now that new age is coming, and that's the Israelites. Go ahead.
It said, and there was no more sea.
And there was no more dominion from the Edomites. There were no more sea. There was no more. It's a new rulership now. It's a new kingdom. That's what that new no more sea is talking about, man. It ain't saying that the nations, there were no more nations. Remember, this is when we were getting out of the chariots. Okay, this is after the destruction. The Israelites who got beamed up, the elect that got beamed up. Damn, you see both of them fucking possums? Dead as hell. Roadkill. But Salaki, they was like one right here, one right there, one right there. But goodness. Post-destruction, meaning after destruction. This is what Revelation, the 21st chapter, is talking about. Okay, go ahead.
Salaki, let me read your thing, Salaki. But
if you find something, go ahead.
I found something, man, because I typed in real quick on the Google. C symbolizes dominion. And, and it brought up on sparknotes.com/poetry. It says, and death shall have no dominion. It tells you that the ocean sea imagery appears in each of the poems that serves two symbolic purposes. Symbolic purposes relate to the ocean's turbulent surface, and others relate to its startling depth. But it says, in the first place, the oceanic symbolizes the constant and dynamic nature of transformation. And that's what we are looking for with Israel, being restored.
The nations will not be in rulership or dominion. The nations will not have any more dominion. That's why, and I get it, in Daniel, the 7th chapter, it speaks about on how Daniel, the 7th chapter, speaks about how the beast's dominion was taken.
You have in the scriptures, while the brother's finding it, various times in the New Testament where it was referred to us as being dead, and it wasn't talking about actually being dead. Apostle Ramla went into this years ago. When it mentions dead, it was talking about us not ruling. Because when you're not ruling as a nation, you're technically classified as dead because you have no power. But to come out of that sea, it basically we're going to rise from it.
Yeah.
That's going to be us taking back the kingdom, and being the ones to rule. Go ahead, Salaka.
You know, you good. So this is Daniel 7 and 9. It says, I beheld till the thrones were cast down. The thrones, all right? Thrones, multiple. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days, did sit, whose garment was like, make this turn. It says, I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head were like the pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as a burning fire. And it's given a description of the fourth dimension where Yahweh is sitting. Okay, it says, I beheld until the thrones were cast down. It's talking about the rulership of the nations. Okay, it say a fiery stream issued and came forth from before him. Thousands ministered unto him, and 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. The judgment was set, and the books were open. Okay, it says, I beheld then. It said, I beheld then because of the voice of the great words which the horn spake. I beheld even till the beast was slain, and his body destroyed and given to the flame. Right, that's talking about the thermonuclear missiles. All right, it's talking about the destruction of Babylon. Okay. Damn, what's the park? We can't park on the second floor. Yeah, we gonna park right here for right now. Let me spin around. Yeah, you want to finish where finish where I left off at.
On Revelation?
Daniel.
Okay, Daniel, it's a lot good. All right.
Real quick.
Again, let's see. What verse were you on? Daniel 7:11.
Yeah.
It says, I beheld then because of the voice of the great words which the horn spake. It says, I beheld even till the beast was slain, and his body destroyed and given to the burning flame. As concerning the rest of the beasts, they had their dominion taken away.
See, that's it right there. For the rest of the beast, they had their dominion taken away. So when you go to Revelation 21, that's what it's talking about. It's talking about the dominion being taken away. All right. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away. The dominion, the rulership of the nations, beginning with Esau. Okay. And there was no more sea. Meaning what? No more rulership of the nations. Okay. And who's in the last succession? Esau. Okay. You got to remember, this is the Israelites coming down from the chariots. Okay. Go ahead.
Let's see. Hold on. You want me to keep reading?
This is way before. This was before we even started whooping the nation's ass. You know? Literally, this is right before we started to. This is before the nation started to get put into captivity. This is us coming down and starting that new rulership under Yahushua.
Yeah,
okay.
I wanted to prove something real quick, if it's possible. Or
go ahead. It's some more on the Daniel.
Okay, Con. Let me get Daniel then first. Let me keep that like that. Okay, hold on. Going back to Daniel chapter 7 and verse 12. As concerning the rest of the beasts, they had their dominion taken away, yet their lives were prolonged for a season and time.
Right.
And I saw in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, and came to
that's Yahushua.
God.
So Yahushua came with the clouds of heaven, which is the chariots, and he's meeting Yahweh.
And yeah, came to the Ancient of
That
Days.
cuts off that Trinity shit too.
It says, and they brought him.
He came to the Ancient of Days. So that's another false doctrine just cut too, by the way. The Son of Man came to the Ancient of Days. Okay, how could he come to himself? Yahweh got his own. It said in the beginning, Yahweh with his own chariots and thousands upon thousands ministering to him, and then here comes his son with his thousands of ministering, chariots ministering to him.
Okay.
So that cuts that Trinity shit.
It says again that I saw in the night visions, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, and came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him. And there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom.
Dominion, glory, and a kingdom. Okay?
That all people, nations, and languages should serve him.
All people, nations, and languages shall serve who? Yahweh Shai. So this cuts that there's going to be no more nations. Okay? The nations have to serve the Lord. Now it says an everlasting kingdom. So they're going to have to serve they're going to serve Yahweh Shai and the elect forever. Okay, they're gonna be our servants forever.
I got a precept real quick.
Go ahead.
This is Ecclesiastes 4:16. It says that there is no end of all the people.
And there's no end of all people. So to say that they're all going to be destroyed, that's a false doctrine. That's a lie.
Yeah.
There's no end to all people. Go ahead.
It says, even of all that have been before them, they also that come after shall not rejoice in him. Surely this is also vanity and vexation of spirit. But that's the point.
Yep.
Shouldn't have to say it, but the Lord wouldn't cut off an entire nation like that or exterminate like that. That would be like killing a part of himself. Because we already know that this is all the Lord essentially. But I know there's a precept in Esdras where it says I can't remember how to say it, where Esdras is worried about the generation coming afterwards. Why couldn't he bring them now? And that one's escaping my mind. But it's just basically showing you that, as I said, there is no end of all the people.
No end of all people. That's the point.
Yep. Let's see. Going back to that Daniel.
Yep.
It said, and there was Daniel 7:14, and there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom, that all people, nations, and languages.
All people, nations, and languages, what they're gonna do?
Should serve him.
To serve the Lord.
It says his dominion is an everlasting dominion.
Everlasting dominion. So that means they're gonna have to. That's why in Isaiah 2, right? Isaiah the 2nd chapter. Let's get Isaiah 2 real quick, and he can finish that. This is Isaiah 2, and I'm gonna start from 1. The word that Isaiah the son of Amoz saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. It shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord Yahweh, the mountain of the Lord Yahweh's house shall be established in the top of the mountains. So they're going to have the top reign, the top rulership. We're going to be above all nations. Remember, mountains is classified as nations.
I just found a precept.
And shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. You see that? So what about Isaiah the 2nd chapter? All nations are going to flow into the house of the Lord, which is going to be established by the reign of Yahweh Shai and then the elect. Okay? It says, many people shall go and say, come ye and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of God, to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law, the word of the Lord Yahweh from Jerusalem.
So they're gonna have the rulership.
So what the fuck are you talking about, man?
Authority is gonna be displaced from us.
Exactly.
So
what the fuck are you guys talking about? What are you talking about? It says in verse 4, and he shall judge among the nations. How are we gonna judge the nations if the nations are gone? How are we going to judge amongst the nations if the nations are not here?
Yeah, he asked who are we going to teach if we ain't going to be teaching ourselves anymore?
Right.
So.
And he shall judge among the nations and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks, because they're going to be our fucking servants. Okay? And let me say this, to Bishop Nathaniel, right? And this group, man, they got holes, spots, they got open gun wounds, they got open slashes. They're open. Blemishes, blots, and spots. All right? That's the title. Blemishes, blots, and spots. That's IUIC. You know? Because 1 minute, going back 2.5 years ago, Bishop Nathaniel said that the nations is going to be with us. He said, don't worry, the nations are going to be with us. And he tried to quote Isaiah 14th chapter, which was wrong. Concerning the stranger shall be joined unto thee. It was talking about the Israelites that scattered. The remnant. The scatter of the Israelites.
This is a good brother post on your chat.
Yeah?
Yep.
Con. You can read it. Go ahead.
This is Zechariah 14 and 17 by GMS Just Jacob. It says, and it shall be that whoso will not come up of all the families of the earth
Beautiful.
unto Jerusalem to worship the King, Yahweh power of hosts,
Perfect.
even upon them shall be no rain. And if the family of Egypt go not up, and it's not just the family of Egypt, this is an example, you know, like when we say, you know, you got the heathen today, you know, Moab, Ammon, you ain't gonna just sit there and name all 18, you know, but it says, and if the family of Egypt go not up and come not, that have no rain, there shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite the heathen that come not up to keep the Feast of Tabernacles.
So they have to keep the Feast of Tabernacle. So if there's going to be no more sea, as you say, no more nations, how are no people going to be learned and have to keep that that law? Remember, this is dealing with the other nations, right? The other nations going to have to keep this law. So how does it make sense if the nations are going to be destroyed? And don't forget, Revelation 21 is post-destruction. That's when we came down from the missiles. Remember, go to Revelation the 15th chapter. A sea mingled with glass, that's when we got beamed up. Okay? And 21 is dealing with us, that dominion, that rulership coming back on earth to establish.
Well, good. Well, here's a good question. What are we going to be when we come back down? You know, we're going to be kings, right? We will have been made kings. We're going to be, you know, all of that. But I want to bring this out because this is going to back it up. Luke 17 and 21, it says, neither shall they say lo here or lo there.
Right.
For behold, the kingdom of heaven is within you.
That's it.
But why do Yahweh should I say that? What's the word kingdom mean? A domicile of men, a house of men. So it was men coming back down from the chariots. All right. Well, ultimately, our nation coming back down, right? The elect.
Yep.
All right, it's human beings. But literally, there's no kingdom without people. The earth is not a kingdom.
There's no kingdom without slaves.
I got this.
All right, you dudes is. I don't want to call you names, but y'all fucking assholes. All right, assholes. Y'all don't know the scriptures, and y'all just really. You saying what the fuck you want to say, you know, and you dudes have some type of status and clearance because you only see certain teachers. There's only certain. You can't just have a random person come up and get on the podium and teach your IUIC in class. So you have to have they have to go up the ranks, right? Well, you're not knowing the state of our fuck because that dude is going off.
Yeah. I got a precept.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, go back to Luke.
Okay. Luke 17.
Because that goes with verse 2.
You want verse 2 in it?
I got verse 2 right here.
Okay.
But you can just read the Luke real quick.
Luke 17 and 21. Neither shall they say lo here or lo there, for behold, the kingdom of God is within you. The kingdom of Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai is within you.
That's the kingdom that was coming down from the heavens, which I'm approving in verse 2. But you got it.
Yeah,
that was it.
Yeah, that was it.
Okay, so precept that, right? Revelation 21 and 2. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from the Most High out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And that's proven the kingdom. When you go into the word kingdom, Hamalakwath, and you know wath, it makes it feminine. All right, when you put wath at the end of the Hebrew word, it's feminine. So that kingdom is basically that bride, which is us,
because we
adorned to our husband Yahweh Shai.
Said new, refreshed. We're going back to our former glory that we had, which is we're going to be immortal. We're going to be kings. We were meant to be a priest of kings and princes, right? So that was the Lord's woman
coming back down on earth.
Mm-hmm.
That's the kingdom, Hamalak Wath. When you put the Wath at the end of the word, it's feminine.
Yep.
So we are basically establishing that though the women of the Lord, that's why it says that the bride adorned to her husband.
I got this revelation real quick, 11 and 15.
You got it.
It says, and the seventh angel sounded, and there were great voices in heaven saying, the kingdoms of this world, so whoever was ruling at the time, right? But we know that again, this is Esau, but all nations, because even all the other nations have a type of a status right now too. The change of the new heavens and new earth is going to just be where we take it all back. Where Yahweh Shai, and the elect, we're going to take the rulership back. So it says that the kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our Lord and of his Hamashiach, and he shall reign forever and ever. And the 24 elders which sat before the Most High on their seats fell upon their faces and worshipped the Most High, saying, we give thee thanks, O Lord, power almighty, which art and was and are to come, because thou hast taken to thee thy great power and hast reigned. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, in the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. You have a precept where it talked about how we feared of the great power of the Lord because he gave us inheritances of the heathen's land. What do you think we were doing with that? We just took the land and we didn't keep anything else. We took them as our servants.
Yep.
And we didn't get it, but in Leviticus it breaks it down that you have these heathen created to be servants, bond servants, bond maids, bond women.
Yep.
Because you have bond servant, right? That's an Israelite's foreigner. And then you have bond maid, bond man, bond woman to be bonded. That's an actual servant. And it said only of the heathen that you make them to be like that. So, but also part of that inheritance, man, is gonna be us ruling the nations.
Yep. That's right.
And we get that starting from Yahweh Shai, man. Back in Psalms, you want me to get it?
Yeah, you get Psalms. I want to just go back to that Luke because you didn't go up. Because I knew it was something that I didn't hear. When they said, they asked where's the kingdom of heaven? Luke 17 and 20. And when he was demanded of the Pharisees when the kingdom of heaven should come, because we are the kingdom of heaven. And this is what John saw coming down. I want to give the full explanation of it. Okay? Like the scripture says, we have not shunned to declare unto you all the counsel of the Lord. I want to give the full story. So, and when he was demanded of the Pharisees when the kingdom of the Most High should come, he answered them and said, the kingdom of the Most High cometh not with observation. Okay? Neither shall they say, lo here or lo there, for behold, the kingdom of the Most High is within you. So now, real quick, when you jump to Revelation 21 and 2, it says, and I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from the Most High out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. This is after the destruction. The kingdom of heaven is coming down on earth, which is the people. Okay? The new authorities, the new rulership. Okay? Under Yahweh Shai.
Yep.
All right? That's what that's going into. All right? Meaning no more rain, no more sea. All right? No more sea. It's talking about the nations will not have any dominion anymore. We just read in Daniel, and let's go back real quick. Let me go back to Daniel. Let's go back to Daniel real quick. Daniel 7. And let me go to well, I think we did read it. I'm gonna read it again, verse 14. And there was given him dominion, all right, and glory, and a kingdom that all people, nation, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion, which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. Okay. which is talking about Yahweh's kingdom. Daniel was grieved in my spirit in the midst of the body, and the visions of my head troubled me. I came near unto one of them that stood by and asked him the truth of all this. So he told me and made me know the interpretation of the things. These great beasts, which are four kings which shall arise out of the earth, right? Out of the sea. Going back to the first chapter. Spoke about those beasts coming up out of the sea, right? Which is the nations. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever and ever and ever. All right? Yeah, that's pretty much it. You got it out.
Yeah, this must be the NLT. Did you read Isaiah 14:2?
Yeah.
Okay, Con, because it looks like it's saying it different.
There's another precept I made mention of. It says the throne of iniquity shall not have fellowship with thee.
Yeah, that's in
the
Psalms.
Psalms.
Yeah, Con.
Because that's another thing. The throne of iniquity, which is the reign of the nations, beginning with Esau.
Man, there's more.
Throne of iniquity.
So many precepts put up and jumbled now.
This is Daniel 94.
There it is.
And 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by law? Yeah, so the throne of iniquity will not have fellowship with the throne of the righteous. All right?
Con, let me get a precept.
And then what you say, Psalms 2?
Con. But yeah, Con. Let me get this real quick.
All right. Before you, whatever you get, go ahead. And I'm gonna get another one.
This is Deuteronomy 38, or it's like 33, and 27. It says, the eternal power is thy refuge, and underneath are the everlasting arms. And he shall thrust out the enemy from before thee, and shall say, destroy them. Israel then shall dwell in safety alone. The fountain of Jacob shall be, again, Israel then shall dwell in safety alone. The fountain of Jacob shall be upon a land of corn and wine, and also his heavens shall drop down dew. The corn and wine being the abundance, the wealth, the prosperity, all of it, the constant protection of the Lord above us and only over us. Because you know, the brother mentioned earlier about the forces of the Gentiles, you know, that continually being brought in. Scriptures even talk about, what is that, Isaiah 60, where it says, let me see, Isaiah 60 and I think 10. Did we read Isaiah 60 and 10? Let's see. Isaiah 60 and 10 says, and the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls.
Beautiful.
That comes in the very beginning.
Yep.
And their kings shall minister unto thee.
Yep.
For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee. Therefore thy gates shall be open continually.
Thy gates shall be open continually.
Mm-hmm.
What is the gates, man? Right? The gates will be open continually, meaning it's a depiction of the gates being open, meaning to bring in goods, to bring in wealth, gold, silver, slaves, wives, concubines. All right, the gates will be open continually because you're gonna have to serve us. Go ahead.
It says, therefore thy gates shall be open continually. It says, they shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought. For the nation and the kingdom that will not serve thee, you had the, what is that precept, which really mainly referring to the elite in Psalms. It says to execute the punishments and the vengeance, to bring their kings in fetters and fetters of iron. So for the nation and the kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted. And that's really talking about just being judged, so to speak, punishments. Like this, we read about causing the latter rain to cease, bringing a plague or a famine to you. Because what's going to happen is you're going to get to a very low, these nations will get to a point where they're like, fuck, we ain't going to survive if we don't give in to their demands. That's how it's going to be dealt with. It's not like the Lord's going to actually, because you'll read it, the nation shall perish. Oh, that means utterly wasted and done. No, it's these are the terms of agreement. You go off, we're gonna jack you up.
Yep.
All right. It says you might have
say we're not gonna give them the rain.
God, yeah,
Yep.
It says the glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fir tree, the pine tree, the box together, to beautify the place of my sanctuary, and I will make the place of my feet glorious. The sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee, and all they that despise thee shall. Did not the heathen despise us?
Yep.
All right. It wasn't just Esau.
Yep.
It was all the nations.
Yep.
You go into Maccabees. In fact, I want to get it just really quick. Let's see, in First Maccabees, like 2. Hold on, let me get it. What nation had their part? First Maccabees. There it is. First Maccabees 2:10. It says, "What nation hath not had a part in her kingdom?" What nation hath not had a part in the captivity or the captivating of Israel? Yeah. That her kingdom is Israel, and gotten of her spoils. All her ornaments are taken away. Of a free woman, she has become a bond slave. But doesn't it say that the curses are going to come back onto our enemies? So if we were bond slaves,
what about that?
Right.
What is that? Deuteronomy 30:7. What about Deuteronomy 30:7? Well, they're going to be up under the curses.
It says, all her ornaments are taken away. Of a free woman, she has become a bond slave. And behold, our sanctuary, even our beauty and our glory is laid waste, and the Gentiles have profaned it. Man, so yeah, man. So going back to Isaiah 60:14, the sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee, and all they that despise thee. Doesn't it say that they despised and they wagged their head, they clapped at us? This is the nation of beauty, of perfection and beauty. So that's despisement. They mocking us. There's another precept I found, but I lost it. But when you look it up in a totally different translation, it said they clown us. I can't remember what it was, man. I seen it and I closed it. It says, and all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet. And they shall call thee the city of the Lord Yahweh, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel. It says, whereas thou hast been forsaken and hated, so that no man went through thee. There you go. I will make thee an eternal excellency, of joy of many generations. Thou shalt also suck the milk of the Gentiles, and shalt suck the breast of kings. And thou shalt know that I, the Lord.
That's the real reparations.
Right.
We're gonna get we're gonna get everything. Right. We're gonna get everything, man. All the resources, the best resources. We're gonna get everything. All right.
It says, thou shalt also suck the milk of the Gentiles, and shalt suck the breast of kings. And thou shalt know that I, the Lord, am thy Savior and thy Redeemer, the mighty one of Jacob. I know it talks about like the great fear that we're going to have just by seeing this, because to see such a drastic change, from us being in captivity and we being
from rags to riches.
Exactly, from rags to riches, and then to turn the estate of the heathen being over us to where they're in total compliance and subjection. That's going to be very fearful, because we'll be like, holy, damn. And that's why we're going to glorify the Lord Yahweh Shem Shah as well. This is Psalms 18, and let's see, 43. It says, thou hast delivered me from the strivings of the people, and thou hast made me the head of the heathen. A people whom I have not known shall serve me. It says, as soon as they hear of me, they shall obey me. The strangers shall submit themselves unto me. We're going back to like with Revelation, the 11th chapter, when it said that the kingdom of this world became the kingdom of our lords, us being inheritors of these things as well. All right. But then what does it say in Philippians about how the Lord's going to put all things under his feet unto subjection? That's where you get the word subdue from, subjection, which is ultimately to be under the rule. That's why it tells, let the woman be subject to the man, right? Under the rule.
Under the rule.
So we're going to rule these people again.
That's in Revelation 2.
It says, and thou hast made me the head of the heathen, a people whom I have not known shall serve me. As soon as they hear of me, they shall obey me.
Mm-hmm.
The strangers shall submit themselves unto me. The strangers shall fade away and be afraid out of their close places, because that great power that the Almighty is going to give Yahushua and then give us is going to be executed and exhibited in Israel.
Yep.
That's what's going to keep these nations in line. That's how we're going to rule them.
Yep.
Like going back to was it Isaiah 2, the law shall come forth out of Zion.
Yep.
All right. It says, it is the Most High that avengeth me and subdueth the people under me. There you go. Yep, that's on that one.
All right, I got this last one because we can hurry up and get to rehearsal. Revelation 2 and there's plenty of precepts, plenty of scriptures that debunks that bullshit, man.
Okay.
You know, Revelation 2 and 25, it says, but that which ye have already hold fast till I come. See, and a lot of you guys ain't holding fast to the proper doctrine, the true doctrine of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. A lot of you guys is being seduced by those having itching ears. Them itching ears is them spirits whispering to you, telling you, no, this is what it means. You know, you guys going back over the scriptures, and them damn spirits is at forefront. You know, so you're changing up the doctrine. It says, hold fast to what thou hast, meaning look, man, 2024 has already been established doctrine, established precepts, established scriptures, and understanding is already out here. That's why I say hold fast. Let's read that again. It says, but that which ye have already hold fast till I come. You got to hold fast to the doctrine, because like the scripture says, there's there's going to be seducing spirits or false prophets, okay, changing up the doctrine. Okay, it says, hold fast till I come, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. You see, you're gonna get power over the nations if you hold fast to the true doctrine. All right, and he shall rule them under the rule of subjection, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessel of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father. So we're gonna have that. We're gonna have that authority. We're gonna have a iron scepter. All right, and we're gonna rule with it. And if you do anything out of the line, we're gonna bust you on top of your motherfucking head. That's what the scriptures say. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. All right, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers. So we'll have the power to break your motherfucking body up with that staff, with that scepter. All right.
Well, you notice it started out with gold. That's a soft metal. You had silver, a soft metal. You had bronze. It's durable. But then you had iron, part clay, all that. These weren't fully, forged metals. Steel is a byproduct from iron. But I'm just telling you that that's the hardest metal. So we're gonna have an iron staff. That an unbreakable rulership.
Yeah. Yep. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father. And I will give him the morning star. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. So it's just that simple, man. All right, the Lord's going to give us that authority. He's going to give us that power. Okay? So the nations are not going to fucking die off and disappear. The nation is going to be under the rulership of the Israelites. And we're going to beat their ass. All right. Another precept: he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
There you go. Yeah.
It's simple as that. It's very simple. But you niggas changing up the doctrine, but that's okay. It's gonna get answered for. So with that, we like to give all glory and honor and praises to Yahweh, B'Hashem Yahushai, B'Hashem Hakodash, a double honor to the Apostle, Great Millstone, citation to the Akim on the four corners of pushing his truth and sincerity, love, diligence, respect, fear, and trembling. Abba, Baba, Shalom.
Go ahead.
Let's go.